Hi, why is Luna Lovegood one of the best characters in the Harry Potter series? She is a character that has so many layers of complexity. Somebody seeing her on the outside may see her as this dreamy kid who's got eccentric ideas and mannerisms, and there were some people in the school that found her very frustrating or irritating, made fun of her, and a great example of that is Romilda Vale, who calls her a multicolored owl because of her unique dressing sensibilities. But at the same time, Luna Lovegood has a very unique ability that helps her to comfort people who are going through difficult life experiences. And one of that is Harry Potter. When he first encounters the Thesaurals and none of his other friends are able to see the Thesaurals and he's very confused, Luna Lovegood comes to him and explains to him that she can see the Thesaurals too, and she becomes a comforting presence to him in the midst of his confusion. And this ability that Luna Lovegood brings of being a comforting presence when people are struggling, when people are confused, is something that she does multiple times. In the final battle, when Harry is distressed, she again becomes this comforting presence and calming presence for Harry Potter. And it's not just Harry Potter, even the wand maker Ollivander tells her as they are released from Malfoy's prison, "You, my dear, you were an inexpressible comfort to me in that terrible place." So what helps Luna Lovegood to be that person that brings comfort to people when they are in distress? And how has she developed that ability? A part of this goes back to Luna Lovegood's own life history. When she was about 9, her mom died accidentally and she witnessed that death. Anytime somebody witnesses death in the Harry Potter world, they become people that can see the Thesaurals. Until then, they cannot see the Thesaurals. And this is an important part, right? So when Luna Lovegood encounters death and grief in her life, that changes the way she sees the world. It helps her to be sensitized to things that other people are blind to. The Thesaurals is a great example of that. And it is that ability to be more sensitive, to be able to see things that other people are blind to, is what helps her to be sensitive to people's needs that others don't notice. And that is what helps her to be this comforting presence for people around her. So this is a place in which we see how her own trauma in life helped her to become the person that she ultimately became. And this trope of experiencing trauma as a kid and then working through that trauma and finding a strength through that trauma that later on helps somebody to become uniquely gifted in certain things is something that we see in many different superhero characters as well. Like, for example, Batman, where as a young person he encounters the death of his parents and that becomes a trauma to him, and eventually he works through the trauma by developing different skills that helps him to save the world in different ways, right? So getting in touch with our own grief helps us to develop our own unique gifts, which Lovegood did really well. This also reminds me of a verse from Isaiah 53:3, which is a prophecy about Jesus. He is despised, rejected of men, a man of suffering, acquainted with grief. So this idea that Jesus himself was somebody who was rejected by men, knew what it meant to suffer, and was acquainted with grief, of pain and loss. And this is important, especially because we live in a world where people often try to avoid pain, people often try to avoid sitting in grief and try to shut that out. But instead of trying to shut that out, being acquainted with grief is an important virtue that helps us to have empathy for other people, as in the case of Luna Lovegood, or even Batman helps us to develop a deeper sense of gifting and talentedness. And in the case of Luna Lovegood, It's not just that she's a person that has empathy, she's also a warrior, because in the final battle we see her Petronas is the silver hair, which she uses to scare away the Dementors, who themselves are very scary creatures. So Luna Lovegood is not just this person who's always a comforting presence and can't do anything else. She is also a warrior who can go to war and fight for the right cause. And at the same time, she's got a heart that is sensitive to things that other people couldn't see, a heart that loves people well. Her last name is Lovegood, right? So that's what I think makes Luna Lovegood a very unique character in the Harry Potter series, and definitely one of my most personal favorite characters. And what it gives to us is the sense that when we encounter grief, when we encounter pain, that grief and pain can change us in positive ways that can benefit our society. Anyways, that's all I have for today. If you like this video, please hit and subscribe to my channel so you'll get other videos. And also, if you have any thoughts on this video or any questions or comments, or want me to talk about any other idea, please post in the comments below. Until I see you in another video, bye for now.